Alright, so this is going to be a little video comparing my LiftMaster 8355W to my LiftMaster 84501. This is going to be another one of those kind of videos on why, a little more on why I'm not particularly a fan of the new LiftMaster operators anymore, why I don't really like the direction they're headed. So these are, they are different openers, but basically this model is discontinued, and this opener, in 2021 they came out with a new line of openers. They dropped a bunch of models including this one. This opener is the replacement for that one behind me. So they're different on the inside, but they're where this one was meant to replace that one. So first things first, you'll notice obviously the design is different. I will say I definitely prefer the design of this opener. I think it looks pretty nice, versus I am missing some of the side covers on this one, but you can see like on this side kind of how it looks. Thing looks like a friggin' toaster. So first of all, I'm not a big fan of the design, plus this one has a lot more plastic on it. You know, everything on the bottom here is all plastic. This one is just, it actually has metal case all around. Of course these covers here are still plastic, but metal all around for the actual cover, or the motor cover. Now the lighting on this one has built-in LEDs, which seems nice at first, but honestly the lights on, they're not that bright on this opener, and they don't do a great job at actually directing the light. I definitely think the lighting on this one can be better if you put bright enough light bulbs in there. Plus this one, you know, it's not just shooting the light straight off to one side. You'll kind of get a little bit more light. Just in general, you'll get better lighting out of this one than you will out of the newer one. But the biggest thing that I prefer about the older one is the motor. This one actually has an AC motor in it, 1/2 horsepower AC motor, and this one has a little 12-volt DC motor in there. And the new DC motors in the LiftMasters are not as quiet as they used to be. This thing, I can tell you, is definitely quieter than this thing is. And the DC motors are also not as powerful. So, you know, I think the shift to DC motors in the LiftMasters is just not a good idea. Now, yes, I know Genie and Linear are kind of headed that way. Well, I know Genie doesn't make AC motors in their residential openers anymore, but those motors are much quieter than the Chamberlain LiftMasters that I hear. And Linear has also dropped their AC motors except for the 3/4 horsepower. But again, the Linear DC motors are much quieter than the LiftMasters. So we're just going to quick compare these two openers for you. I'm going to grab my remote, and we're going to hear how each one sounds. So we'll start with the 8355 here. Maybe. You know, it would have helped if I actually programmed this remote beforehand. There we go. Alright, now we'll run it. So yes, very quiet, very smooth operator. Now we're going to hear this one. So yeah, you can hear this one's kind of got a vacuum sound to the motor. You can also hear it vibrating kind of throughout really the whole thing. So these things are definitely much cheaper built than the older ones were. So, you know, if you've got an opener like this one, I would definitely suggest that you hang on to it. You know, the features on them are basically the same thing. The main reason I prefer this is because it's got a much better motor in it. So yeah, but that's really it. Just figured I'd make that video. We'll do this 8355 here one more time for you, because why not? So yeah, there you have it. Thanks for watching.